So this morning I'm sitting having coffee with Jackie Taylor, and her shop, Jack's Boutique, was very busy this morning. And her daughter Lindsay was able to stay at the store so that we could kind of nip off and talk a little bit about her store, about her business. So how long has Jack's Boutique been around?
We are heading now into, like, March will be our 5th year, so which, like I say, it's been like flown by.
Yes.
You know, in moments of, you know, stress, but the time is just gone by, so we're looking forward to renegotiating our lease, which is coming up, and we've got all kinds of great ideas coming. So.
And you were getting, right now, just when you were in the store,
Yeah.
you were getting your next
Spring, summer.
I was like, did I understand that right? Next spring, summer
Yes.
collection.
Yes.
was
So
coming up.
August is buying month.
Yes.
So we are buying forward that far ahead.
Yes.
So, which is really hard to do with everything that's happened with
Yes.
COVID, because it's like, well, what's next spring going to look like? Like,
Yeah.
how much inventory do we want?
Right.
You know, because that's in the back of my mind, going, I don't want to be sitting on inventory. But even for all of our suppliers, they're aware of this too. So it's very interesting times.
Yes. Very different than the way you would normally operate.
Yeah, normally you're just like, yep, summer's going to be this, and we're going to have this much, and now you're like, oh, wait a minute, you know,
Yes.
maybe we'll be a little bit more cautious.
And tell us about where you were last night, because you were still getting stuff back in the store.
No, it's been, we were at the Shop and Dine, so we had our, had a little tent set up at the market there, and which was a lot of fun. And we really enjoyed it. It was a very last minute, you know, pull it together and what can we do? And the hardest part is just knowing what to bring, because you're in a 10 by 10 tent, so it's like, okay, what can we get the best impression of what Jack's is like. But it was we had a great time, and Lindsay was with me, my husband was with me, so he's like the runner. He's like, okay, you guys need dinner, you know, you need drinks.
Yes.
And we saw a lot of friendly faces, we saw new faces, so it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that.
That's lovely. So tell us what's in Jack's Boutique. What can you find there? Because there's a lot of different sections.
There is. I mean, when we started the store, it was women's clothing. I always, in the back of my mind, had this other vision of what it would be, but we had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so it was, the Jack's is now becoming more and more the vision.
Yes.
And we have all kinds of great ideas still. But we still have women's clothing. The biggest thing for us right now is that we are going to be expanding into plus size. So that again was something that we wanted to do. We just weren't sure if we had the space to do it correctly. We wanted to be able to provide enough rather than say, well, we have this one top. We want enough of a selection for them. So that's something that we're definitely, as fall comes in, we've decided, yes, we want to do this. So we're doing that. We've expanded into home decor, which is fun. We've got a little bit of everything, and honestly, to say like this is just what we've got, when we're buying and we see stuff and we're like, oh, love it.
Yes.
Then we want to bring it into the store.
Yes.
So that's why you'll see different things like our squish candy. That was my sister-in-law who, she's like, you guys should do this. Like, this is such a great candy. It's Canadian. It's made in Canada. So we're like, okay, like, let's try it. Let's see. And that's been huge for us. I had no idea that there's this whole following of squish candy. I didn't know that.
My daughters ate them immediately when I got home.
They're good.
Like the entire
we've
bag.
sampled all of the packages, like all the flavors. They're good. We've got a candle line now that's done for Jack's Boutique, which is made in Collingwood, Ontario.
Nice.
And that was exciting. They've made some custom scents for us. We asked, we said, like, you know, this is what we would like.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. We have a really nice soap line, which is made in Manitoba. We have a custom scent coming in, which is going to be coffee.
Oh. Count me in.
And that one's really interesting because it's a zero waste. So you actually, the label has wildflower seeds in it, and then you plant the label. So I love finding things like that, and the fact that we're really focusing on Canadian. Like we want Canadian, trying really hard to have stuff that's made in Canada, because that's sort of like the next step. So I would say the store is like 95% all Canadian brands, and then we're just going to keep adding. We've got a list now of people we're calling, and like they're in Quebec, like little companies, and we're like, yes, like let's, I don't know, it's just fun to be able to say, like, let's find this little, you know, person that's like creating this line, and you know, let's bring it in. Nobody else has it, and it's interesting. So
yeah, they're probably not big enough to get into most stores.
Yeah, and those are the ones we want. We want our store, like when you come in, I want people to go, oh, I didn't see this anywhere else.
Yes.
And that is really what we focus on trying to do. And yeah, and then if we see something that's, you know, in our store that it is in a lot of other stores, well then we'll go, you know what, let's go try find something else, because and that's always, we're always working with that, and like trying to find new stuff and keep the store interesting. Yeah. And
you have super cute baby stuff as well.
Oh my god. Yeah. That I could come home with like armloads of that stuff.
So cute.
Yeah, so European line and Canadian line, and that is expanding as well. So we're just waiting to hear back from a few companies there, and that was sort of a test. We tested the men's and we tested the baby section, and we were like, okay, like what are people interested in? So sorry guys, but you're out. Other than the sacks, we'll always have
the
sacks.
Underwear section is just, you know,
the
right
underwear
next to the
is
couch.
amazing, right? The sacks line is really good, and that actually will grow because they're growing, so they are bringing in more tops. So we're going to just stay with sacks, but the baby side of it was done so well, and we've had requests like, can you bring more sizes in? So we're really going to start doing more of that mommy and me, and more even just like really fun, cute baby stuff as we see it, right? If we see stuff, we're like, yep, that I think would fit and work well. So yeah,
and
we're
then,
excited.
The CBD bath bombs, those are the bomb.
So those really helped through COVID, being shut down. We're like, let's take a few of those home. Those are really good, and it works. Like, you know, that is something too. Like when we bring something into the store, I want to feel comfortable selling it to somebody. So I want to know that yes, it works. It does what it says on the box. So it is, it's calming. It does help the muscles. It does all of the things that it says it's going to do. I don't want to have something that doesn't, you know, come up to what it's saying. Like that's really important. So even like soaps and stuff, we make sure there's no nasty chemicals in them. Like it's all good for you. I think that's really important as we move forward.
And you have jewelry, and I think those are local as well.
They're all Canadian, all Canadian brands. We've brought in different price points for people, and again, just support Canadian as much as we can.
So tell me about COVID. How were you impacted?
Huge. You know, the scary thing was like we as it was kind of happening and before everybody shut down, we could see there was a shift and people were being really nervous. And we don't have cable TV, so we don't get, like, we're not really into watching too much of like getting onto the news, and like we just, you know, when that wasn't in our routine, and we were actually down doing a buy, and we were in the hotel, and it was like everywhere, and we're like, wow, like this is really intense, like this, you know, and so I think we were in a little bit of a bubble. I'm like, okay, we need to pay more attention to what's going on here. And so we saw a decline of people coming into the store, and then I was like, you know, I don't feel right having the store open. We're not really too sure what's going on. So we opted to close before the shop down, and which was really a hard decision to do. But I felt morally it was the right thing to do. And when you're sitting with a store full, and I mean full, of spring, summer, and going, okay, like, how are we going to pay for this? And so that was really, really scary. But we were like, hey, morally, this is what we need to do. We'll figure it out as we go.
Right.
And then when it did, like, mandated that everybody was closed, but we were already down. We were already in. Okay, let's get an online store up and running. Like, how do we do this? That was very foreign for us. Our inventory wasn't ready to go online because it all has to be sized. It all has to have its colors. Like, so we spent, and I meant my husband and I and Lindsay, like, you know, early morning till like 9-10 o'clock at night, we would be at the store inputting data, trying to get it ready to go online. So that was huge. So we stayed busy, like, for almost 3 weeks it took us to get that ready, which was crazy. And then everybody was on Shopify. So then the next challenge was, well, when we want to merge our inventory over and we're doing all of this, getting it ready, Shopify was actually having issues because they were so busy. So then you're like, okay, that didn't save. So I just spent 2 hours inputting data, and then that didn't save. We're like, but you know, we got through it. The store went online, and so we were able to kind of have like just a little bit of a moment of like, okay, we're up and we're running, and it's been a very much a roller coaster of emotions. So like highs and then complete lows and then like panic, and you're like, what do we do, right? But I think for us, our customers were huge, and like, so in our home, and this is like it's a very family business, and we had the online stores. We have the iPad at home, so that we could see, like, if we had an order, we would know to go in and get it ready. And then part of Shopify, we didn't realize, but it actually, whenever a sale would come through, it would go cha-ching. So in the house, we're like cha-ching, and we're like, what? And then we're like, yay, we have an order. So we're like, it was like this sort of like happy dance. It was funny how things change, like from your daily routine of, you know, going in, and now we're like, yes, we actually got a sale, like, you know, and we appreciated so much our customers that supported us online. That was huge for us. And we're like, okay, this is gonna work. We can pay our hydro bill, like, you know. So how different, whereas before we weren't worried about that. But you know, and my husband, I have to say, was very much like, he's like, we're going to pay the people that we need to pay, because it's a ripple effect. He said we may not be able to pay everybody or all of it at once, but he said we need to pay something, a little bit, to everybody, because they're all hurting as well. So he was very adamant about that. He said like that's how he wanted to conduct the business side of it. Because he said it everybody's affected. It's not just us, it's everyone. So let's see what we can do. And so that's what we did. And then we kept busy. We decided, oh, the store's closed. What can we do now in the store? Like, maybe we can paint, because we had paint left over from a house renovation. I said, let's change the paint, give it a fresh look. So when we're ready to come back, it looks new again and fresh, and we reorganized things, and we just kept busy. And we loved doing the deliveries to people. That was really nice. We enjoyed that. We went to all parts of Kemptville that we, you know, someplace we'd never been, and we're like, oh, this is kind of neat down here, and met our customers on a different level. So that was nice.
More intimate.
Very.
That's awesome. And so now you're busy. Today, anyways, they're super busy. And
we've been busy, and I mean, I can't say enough how much we appreciate our customers and the support. We wouldn't be here without them, and I treat every day as a good day, like, or like, you know, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So let's do the best that we can in this day. And I think going forward, that's really what even COVID has taught us, because you know, when you're going through that panic mode, and you're like, oh, my husband would say to me, he goes, have you done everything that you think possible today to do what you can for the business? And I said yes. And he goes, then you've done it. So he said the rest will just take care of itself. He said don't keep worrying, and he said you've got to bring the stress back. He said know that you've done what you can, and move forward. So, and I think that's even helped. Now we're open, and it's like, okay, let's make every day. This is what we're going to do today. Like, you know, and we're focusing on that. And how can we make the store, you know, change so that people can stay in Kemptville, so we don't have to go anywhere? What else can we offer? And we're really listening to our customers. We're asking, what do you want to see? What do you want us to bring in? And because those are our customers, and we want to be able to provide that. So we're excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've done great. I'm glad that you're still here, and I'm glad that you're doing well.
Yeah, we are.
And, you've pivoted your business and made it work. So
it's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I was happy to see you busy this morning.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Ann.